Billionaire entrepreneur Jared Isaacman and veteran astronaut Jared Isaacman sworn in as the head of NASA after the Senate confirmed his nomination yesterday, 67-30. Isaacman taking over the reins from Sean Duffy, who was doing double duty as the transportation secretary at the same time. And his tenure starts at a crucial moment as NASA now faces a new space race, this time with China, which has goals to land humans on the moon by the end of the decade. President Trump said that Isaacman has now laid out priorities, and he did it in his Senate hearing earlier this month.
America will return to the moon before our great rival, and we will establish an enduring presence to understand and realize the scientific, economic, and national security value on the lunar surface.
So NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman is our newsmaker this evening. He joins me now from the White House. I'm going to call you Jared only because, Mr. Administrator, you and I have known each other for a number of years. In fact, we have video of us along with Elon Musk back in 2021 when we met you back at SpaceX headquarters. I believe it is SpaceX headquarters. There it is in California before you prepared for your first mission on a SpaceX rocket, and then you did a second mission. So let's start, if we could, with the Artemis program, the goal to get American astronauts back on the moon. But this has kind of faced repeated delays, right? Artemis 2 will carry 4 astronauts around the moon in February. But has the U.S. now fallen behind China in preparing to land astronauts on the moon by the end of the decade?
Well, Tom, it's great to see you again. And you're absolutely correct. We are faced with another space race. But I have to tell you, I'm pretty excited. This is my first day on the job. I was literally just sworn in, and I'm in the Oval Office with the President of the United States as he signs a national space policy that's probably the most significant policy and commitment to our endeavors in space since the Kennedy era. I mean, not just a return to the moon to plant the flag and the footsteps, but actually to build the infrastructure. I mean, specifically a lunar base. I mean, keep in mind, we won the first space race. We've already been there. It's been a half century, but we are going back. To your point, Artemis 2, we're just a matter of weeks away, maybe a couple months before American astronauts fly around the moon again for the first time in a half century. But we have a clear path right now that the president just established. Go back to the moon, build the infrastructure, establish the lunar base, realize the scientific, economic, and national security value, and then we're going to look even further out there as we plan for Mars and beyond.
So to that end, why is it so important for America to go back to the moon? As you point out, the United States has been there 50 years ago or so. Is it all about establishing the footprint or the lunar base to be able to then go on to Mars? Do we need the moon to go to Mars?
Well, I think there's a lot that goes to that question. It's a very good one. First, I believe it's fulfilling a promise to the American people. Every president for 35 years has declared that we should return to the moon and establish a pathway to Mars. Over $100 billion in taxpayer funds have gone to it. But it wasn't until President Trump, during his first term, brought back American spaceflight capability to the United States instead of via Russia and created the Artemis program. And now here we are, where we're just a matter of weeks away before we return. So we owe it to the American people to deliver on that promise. But second, when we get there and we establish that infrastructure, there is scientific and economic value for being on the lunar surface. Helium-3, for example, has the promise of being a more efficient source for fusion power, which there's already substantial investments being made in here on Earth. There's not a lot of it on the moon, but there's certainly more on the moon than there is here on Earth. When we think about sources of energy, they can shift the balance of power here on Earth. We don't want to lose sight of that. We want to get that right. And for sure, it is an opportunity farther into space for us to build on our capabilities to prepare for the next grand endeavor, which should be American astronauts on Mars, planting the stars and stripes, as President Trump declared earlier this year.
Okay, give us a realistic timeline, because if you talk to Elon Musk, he says, oh, we'll be there in 3 years. What is a realistic timeline to actually land humans on Mars?
Well, I mean, right now we're going to hit our near-term priorities that are in the national space policy. Within the next 3 years, we are going to land American astronauts again on the moon, but this time with the infrastructure to stay. I can't emphasize that enough. But in parallel, you have commercial industry building reusable heavy lift launch vehicles that can send mass at a velocity that can escape Earth's gravitational influence, whether it's going to the moon or Mars. That rapid reusability that Blue Origin, SpaceX, Stoke, I mean, a number of commercial providers are investing in is going to be foundational for future missions to Mars. In addition, this space policy the president just signed calls for a focus on nuclear. Nuclear in space, whether that be surface power on the moon or propulsion, and that is going to be a key enabling capability for commercial industry. It's only what NASA, the best and brightest, are capable of working on to help set us up for those future Mars missions.
You've got a pretty big to-do list there at NASA, but the budget has remained pretty flat, especially compared to inflation. So what are your priorities, and can you get there based on the budget you've been given?
I mean, you know, NASA right now, whether it's $25 billion or $20 billion, that's an awful lot of money coming into the agency every single year. We've got the best and brightest that are capable of taking on numerous challenging endeavors, the near impossible simultaneously. This is our opportunity to recommit to grand scientific endeavors to unlock the secrets of the universe. There's a big call out of that in the president's space policy. It's the opportunity to go back to the moon, establish the infrastructure there, and then makes investments in the future technology like nuclear to set up for Mars missions. I think with the resources that are provided, the commitment from the president here in the White House with that space policy, we're going to be able to get the job done.
Are you confident, though, that SpaceX will be the ones who land Americans on the moon? You know, Secretary Duffy essentially said we got to reopen the bidding here and allow Jeff Bezos and company to again bid on landing people on the moon, because the concern is SpaceX has fallen behind and you're in a race with China.
Yeah, so it's a good question, Tom. I mean, first of all, both SpaceX and Blue Origin are already under contract to build us lunar landers. There's no question about that. Both are making great progress. I mean, just a month or two ago, Blue Origin launched their second New Glenn vehicle. It's a heavy lift, reusable launch vehicle, and they caught the booster on the first try. I mean, it absolutely fantastic work. We've all seen SpaceX catch their Starships. You know, basically the skyscraper of a launch vehicle with chopsticks. It's incredibly impressive. We have the absolute right contractors, the right commercial companies supporting NASA in this great endeavor. But I'll tell you, they're not alone. This is the healthiest launch market we've ever seen in the history of America's space program. You've got companies like Stoke, Rocket Lab, ULA. I mean, I can go on and on. They're all looking to contribute to this endeavor.
Last question for you. I know it's only your first day on the job, but are there aliens out there, Mr. Isaacman?
Well, I've been into space twice. None of them paid a visit to my spacecraft. My kids were certainly hoping that they were going to stop by. But this is what we do here at NASA. I mean, this is, I mean, trying to unlock the secrets of the universe is probably what I consider it's the greatest adventure in human history.
Jared Isaacman is the new head of NASA, and to infinity and beyond. Mr. Isaacman, thank you very much.
Great seeing you, Tom. Take care.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.